All right, Skinny and Doug are here now. Guys, let's start off with our You Make the Call poll question. Most disappointing aspect of Thursday's loss? Was it the turnovers, the loss of Geno Atkins, which as it now turns out is for the season? Was it all the drops, multiple drops by pretty much all the wide receivers? Or was it not going for the 57-yarder in overtime? Skinny, what do you say?
I know Doug will probably go with the field goal because he's a kicker after all, right?
Naturally.
I'm going to go with the drops. Especially, I thought that the Mohamed Sanu drop in the overtime was just a killer because it had you knocking on the doorstep of a better field goal opportunity, of a first down, of continuing to advance the ball, of making maybe even a chip shot field goal. It really hurt them. The Geno Atkins injury is disappointing, but I really think they can overcome it. We may discuss that in a little bit. I think they can overcome that injury. I really do.
I do want to get to that. Doug, first, your thoughts on it?
To me it is, and I'll probably surprise you, it's not the kick, it's the injuries. I think, you look at the receivers dropping balls, that's something that's not going to happen continually throughout the season. But when you look at these injuries, they're starting to mount up, and that's the only thing I really was, I guess, nervous about the Jets game, nervous about this Miami game, was the fact that we were hurt. And now as we move forward, I think that's something to be concerned with.
Skinny, literally hours after he's named the AFC's Offensive Player of the Month, and this was the whammy because the month was not over yet.
Right.
What happened with Andy Dalton on Thursday night?
Honestly, I didn't think he played all that badly. The pick six was not a great throw, but honestly, I'm not even sure the defensive back saw it till it hit him in the gut.
Yeah.
You can argue A.J. should have fought for the first interception. The other interception came off of a tip ball. The problem here is every week Andy's going to get dissected like a dead frog, and it's almost embarrassing that the city continues to do this. The guy is a competent NFL quarterback. He is not going to throw for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns every week. He's going to have really good weeks, and he's going to have a handful of really bad weeks. It's part of the position in the league, to be quite frank. Just look around the league, Mike. Quarterback position stinks, and the Bengals have a decent one.
No doubt about it. He had a phenomenal month of October.
Absolutely.
No question about it. We saw, Doug, on Thursday more of a commitment to the run game. More than 150 yards for Gio and Ben Jarvis. Weather's not getting any better around here. It's not getting any better in most places around the country. Well, maybe except when they play in San Diego. They do need to run the football. That needs to be a focus going forward.
Without a doubt. I think this team actually is built to throw and then run the ball, but I think with a guy like Gio, he gives you that change of pace that makes it so exciting. That's what was exciting to watch this last Thursday, is the fact, that run that he ran over 100 yards just to score the touchdown, and the flip in the end zone and all that kind of stuff was great. But I do think you're going to see Ben Jarvis become more of a factor as we go throughout the season, and I think they've been almost kind of saving his touches here at the beginning of the season to use him at the end.
Long term, and when I say long term, I'm talking about into January, because that's the goal. Can they survive the Geno Atkins injury?
Yeah, you could not. The funny part is you could not survive the Andy Dalton injury if that were to occur. You could not survive that one. You can survive an injury to a defensive tackle. Look, he's great. He's the best in the game, in my opinion. He does so many great things. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you just say to Bernard Thompson or whomever, plug a gap, just make sure these guys don't get to the second level to block. That's all I need from you. You will survive that injury. You would not survive an A.J. Green or Andy Dalton.
Right.
You will survive this one.
Did you see enough, Doug, on the instant replay to believe that the safety call at the very end was the proper call?
It was the right call. Any Bengal fan, I think, that's looking objectively realizes that it was the right call. They came back right after, as soon as the game was.
A lot more looking through beer goggles at the time, probably.
Exactly. Yeah. At the same time, I mean, when you're being objective, it honestly was the right call. It was unfortunate. I don't, it just happens, and I don't think anybody wanted to see it. And it was right about the time that I was just kind of getting comfortable for overtime, and there it was that quick. So,
go back to our poll question a little bit. We talk about Andy being skewered or dissected every week. What about Marvin? Marvin's taking a lot of heat for not kicking that 57-yarder. It was the right move. You got a lot of football left. That game can still be won the right way.
Absolutely.
A lot of football left.
I mean, they had him pinned back, and the pass interference got Miami out of the hole. If they missed the 57-yard field goal, would you have rather Miami start on the 47 for a remote chance for him to make a 57-yarder on grass in a tough circumstance? No, it was the absolute right call to make.
You've got more than 7-8 minutes left in that football game. That game can still be won with good defense.
Get a 3 and out there, you get it back at the 50.
Absolutely. It was the right call. Marvin's taking a beating over that, and it's a little unjust, I think, right, Doug?
Absolutely. The only thing I wish we would have run a little more clock there at the end of regulation.
That part's different, yes.
That's the only thing I think is any complaint at all. But, to pick at Marvin, pick at Andy like they're doing is just ridiculous. And, I think it just, we need to be excited where we are. We're in position. We're going to win, 10 or 11 games. We're going to go to the playoffs, and this is going to, we'll play from there.
6-3 on to Baltimore. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Sure.